Well, whether if it's animated or live action, Prime does not hold back. Hey guys, for today's episode we're going over the recent third seasons of both Invincible and Reacher. They offered thrilling continuations of their respective stories, expand upon their characters, action, and overarching conflicts, while Invincible delves deeper into Mark's struggles with responsibility and morality. Reacher maintains its intense, action-driven narrative with a personal vendetta at its core. However, both these shows do exhibit some recurring weaknesses, such as the same kind of formula and pacing issues. So let's take a look at both the best and worst aspects of these shows. First, we'll go with Invincible.
I will never work for you again. We're done.
One of the standout aspects of this season is the fallout between Mark and Cecil, which I'll admit, I'm more on Cecil's side than Mark's. But that adds some more complexity due to how Mark wants to go by a very idealistic view of things, despite all that's happened beforehand, as well as the gray area Cecil tends to operate.
We can be the good guys, or we can be the guys that save the world. We can't be both.
Another high point of the season is the prison break with Omni-Man and Alan. Little by little, you do get to see Omni-Man caring about others. Plus, I have to admit, Battle Beast is my favorite characters because it's always interesting to see that type of trope of how they live for battle. And if they're going to die in battle, that makes it all the better for them because all they care about is finding a good enough challenge.
At long last, my thirst for battle can be satiated.
Forgive him, he's a fan, he's been really wanting to meet you guys.
And of course, having Seth Rogen back as Alan, it's always such a treat. His delivery with J.K. Simmons, it's a good dynamic.
Did you get a haircut? You trim your mustache? Did you style your mustache? Get up!
Also, we get to see Mark training Oliver, as it provides a pretty good mentorship arc, as well as his relationship with Eve now that they're finally a couple. But I have to say, Oliver is quite the twisted little kid, because with that look on his face he gave to the Mahler twins.
That's what happens when you're a bad guy. I didn't mean it. It was an accident.
Yeah, I don't think he's really sorry. The thing is though, I would say that for both Mark and Oliver, their Viltrumite side is taking over. For with Oliver, he has no problem killing. Whereas with Mark, he's trying to be more of the hero side of things, where he's willing to be more intimidating and put the fear of God into people. Now for Rex's character development has stand out as well because I didn't think I would like him as much back in the first season, but by now, he's one of the funniest characters. Which makes it sadder once we get to the Invincible variants invading Earth, as well as to see Angstrom Levy step up his game. And then we get to season's climactic battle against Conquest, which is a highlight all by itself, especially when we see Eve powering up and how Mark, no matter how beaten up he gets, he keeps fighting.
Jerk.
I mean, I guess you could say that Eve pulled a Jean Grey and unleashed the Atom Force on Conquest. Now, despite these highlights, this season does have a few drawbacks. For one thing, it does follow a similar formula, especially the last season where it's building up to Angstrom Levy again, which I didn't care for much in the last season. Not to mention how there was a slow pacing issues with pretty much of other less-known characters because I'm so ready to see the war between the coalition of planets and the Viltrumites. Still though, we do get to see Mark's gradually transformed into somewhat resembling his dad because it makes you wonder where's it gonna lead to? It's just something that makes me not like him very much just because the fact that he's letting his powers dictate everything. I mean, not once, but twice he has stormed into the Pentagon without so much as a warning.
You know, that's a felony, right? Might even be treason.
So we'll see what happens with his character arc because I do not have any knowledge about Invincible from the comics. But I imagine him being the hero, he's just going through a phase.
This is not over.
And of course, how could I forget Powerplex?
You can't keep getting away with it!
I mean, he started out great, but he became a very annoying character, especially for how he sounds really, because I don't know, I know it's Jesse from Breaking Bad, but the way he's shouting and stuff, it sounds so whiny. And I'm sorry, I get what the character's going through, but I feel like any argument you have is gone after you basically electrocuted your family.
This is all your fault!
Now on to Reacher.
You have any thoughts on dessert?
Now for this season, we get some more gripping action and suspense. One of the best aspects is the undercover angle, as Reacher poses as a bodyguard for the rum company Bazaar. Well, mostly for the CEO's son, Richard. We also get a new formidable enemy, Polly, played by Olivier Richards, also known as the Dutch Giant.
Bench press proves nothing. Elbow in the pad. Rickard and I fought.
He adds a fresh challenge as he's even bigger and stronger than Reacher, so the stakes are definitely raised here. It's a different narrative as tensions rises with Reacher trying to maintain his cover. Now as far as for the main villain, Xavier Quinn, he serves as a very personal antagonist for Reacher as he killed one of his proteges in the past. And of course it's always nice to see Neagley back.
You just figured that out?
Finally, the climactic fight between Reacher and Polly is one of the best fights I think I've ever seen for a season finale, because we get to see the raw power and resilience of both combatants. You know how people want to have Alan Ritchson play Batman? This is pretty much the equivalent of seeing a Batman versus Bane fight.
I'm bigger than you. I'm stronger than you.
However, this season does struggle with some reoccurring issues as well. Again, we see a very similar formula to previous seasons. For instance, we get the introduction of a new love interest that feels a bit forced and predictable, though at least it took all the way to near the end of the season for them to be intimate.
I didn't even know it was going to happen once.
I am not getting involved with someone I work with.
But for the record, you kissed me.
It is very reoccurring that the only reason Reacher gets involved with these cases is because the main bad guy did something personal to Reacher. Now, for Xavier Quinn, while he's definitely a dangerous psychopath, Polly does leave a stronger impression due to his sheer physicality and tenacity. Plus, I gotta say, we didn't see Quinn as much, and his goals are rather simple, just making money, through whatever operations he thinks of. Last season, the stakes were pretty high with the dangerous missile technology, but that's just my thoughts. Overall, both shows offer solid entertainment with engaging characters, intense action, and high-stakes conflicts. Despite their flaws, both shows remain must-watch series for fans of their respective genres, delivering plenty of excitement and drama to keep audiences engaged. Thanks for tuning in to this video. If you want to see more content like this, be sure to like and subscribe for more.